Well, hey now, everybody. It's The Rob from 106.1 KISS FM and 103gbfrocks.com. Here with my tag team partner in podcasting. Please welcome to the show the prime time player, Jerry Valeri. Good morning, Jer.
Wee!
Dude, that crowd was lit last night. They were excited.
That was fun, and everybody speaking French was fun. I really enjoyed that crowd. Now, I will have to say, after I pat them on the back and congratulate them for being on fire and one of the best crowds I've seen, I still need to say, shame on you, Montreal, for the what chants. God, I hate the what chants so much. Nothing ruins my time more.
Yeah, I know you hate though. I mean, I dislike them too. They really seem to get your goat though.
They grate me like nothing else. And it took away from what would otherwise be one of the best crowds because they were just on fire. And good for Sami Zayn for getting to enjoy a little bit of I mean, that's what a pop. That's a pop. That's a Road Warrior pop, as they call it.
That was a Road Warrior pop for Sami Zayn.
Yeah,
like never before in Montreal in his hometown. And my gosh, so was Kevin Owens.
Yeah, and then Kevin Owens came out and just started cutting a promo in French. I just thought it was good. It was just great. It was fun. That was fun, and it saved what would have otherwise been totally missable, totally crap.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Roman Reigns is the worst out here, and he still doesn't know how to handle getting destroyed by the crowd. Like the crowd kills him every week and he acts surprised.
I think he expects that at WrestleMania, the Raw after WrestleMania, at Philly, at Brooklyn. I don't think he was expecting it in Montreal last night.
You know, and the announcers, shame on them for just, I know they're being told to, but they just try to explain it away. They're like, well, this crowd, you know, it's a lot like a WrestleMania, a Raw after WrestleMania crowd. You know, they're booing for who they like normally. No, they're booing for the guy that everybody boos.
Yeah, this is not an isolated incident. This is the theme of Roman Reigns' babyface push. Is
everybody boos him, and it's only getting louder. I thought it was gonna. Remember when the Shield reunited for a minute? Like, I thought, oh, okay, this might fix it, but it didn't. I mean...
Well, injuries really plagued that whole thing. I feel like they've got to... Where I feel like before they were going to be bullheaded, now I'm starting to be like, man, it's just... I mean, it's been how long now? And it's only getting worse. You have to turn this person. You have to. Right?
Well, because it doesn't seem like... I know they want to compare him to John Cena. And John Cena gets booed by the smart fans too. John Cena sucks and all that jazz.
At least he used to, yeah.
Yeah, but there's still half the crowd. You'd hear all the kids and all the women would still cheer for John Cena. And like, I can see that. And I see why they never turned John Cena. He's doing all the wishes and he's just, outside of WWE, it doesn't behoove anybody for him to be a heel. He sells too much merchandise. I don't see that with Roman Reigns.
Dude, these guys who become the faces of the companies, the Hogans, the Rocks, the Cenas, these are guys that they get major motion picture roles. They go on the Tonight Show all the time. They host Saturday Night Live because they host Kids' Choice Awards. Like, can you see Roman doing those things?
No, I don't. I don't see Roman doing any of those things.
Yeah, we can't even get him to cut a decent promo. And he's been like, this is the bed that they've made. I feel
right now,
like with this.
The best face for the company they'd have outside of John Cena would be The Miz. He's the most qualified.
Yeah, I don't even know who it might be, but I just know that Roman does not have what Cena, Hulk, Rock had. He doesn't have that. I'm sorry.
Well, and because at one of the most base levels, all of them had an organic connection with the crowd, and he does not. And I think that's what's making people resent him. He is talented. He is very good in the ring. He's got an incredible look. I think if he weren't being shoved down our throats in this capacity, we wouldn't have such disdain for Roman Reigns. but I do. And he comes out to start the show, and it's just stink. It's stink, and then Jinder Mahal comes out, and I'm like, oh my God, this is getting even worse now. Even worse. How can they fix this? And then they gave Montreal their 2 sons, and I was like, okay, well, they fixed it.
Yeah, they sure did. So, yeah. So I took notes from Raw last night. I'll be honest, I was in and out, just because it's 3 hours and not a whole lot was happening. It was very missable.
That's so funny to me. You were in and out because it was 3 hours. And I thought it was a better show than the 5-hour turd fest that was the greatest Royal Rumble, which you gave an A+++ to.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? Let's talk about that for a second.
I mean, seriously, you had no problem staying up with that 5-hour slug fest, but you couldn't keep track of Raw?
All right, I would like to address this for sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Here we go. The post show was lit.
No, yeah, it was. And I'm glad that it was. I've always, whether we're talking on the radio or on this show, as long as no one's faking it, I love a good old disagreement.
Yeah, good old fashioned, you're wrong, no, you're wrong.
Yeah, right, exactly. So I've had time to reconsider the praise and the grade I gave to the greatest Royal Rumble. And the determination that I've come to is that I am comfortable with the grade that I gave the show. Even though everyone besides the very brilliant Eric Cornish, who understands things.
He's a heel.
Look, a few things about this, and just give me a sec here. Like, okay, a lot of people are using the defense. It was just like a house show in Saudi Arabia. And I get where you're coming from with that. And let me give you a few things to think about with that. For starters, these weekend network specials that were, kind of common in 2016. I don't think they did any in 2017, but those literally are house shows that they put a camera in and stream to the audience. And they make it somewhat special with match quality, but they're literally house shows. So saying that this was a house show in Saudi Arabia is kind of exactly describing what it is the first thing. The second,
it was, but it was also total garbage. The whole thing was total garbage.
The whole thing wasn't total garbage. I will definitely say 5 hours is too long, even for a WrestleMania. So I don't need 5 hours. I'll definitely give you guys that one. The other thing is, like, what house shows are you guys seeing, especially in today's day and age, with these A-list talents like Undertaker in 2018, like Triple H versus John Cena in 2018, like the hundreds of thousands of dollars.
They were in Johnstown at the NXT show that I saw last week.
No, they weren't. No, I'm like, let me, as someone who's really, I have to come from I'm fighting up here, because everyone's disagreeing with me except for Eric. And
but I mean, it had the big names. I'll give you that.
In what house show are you seeing names like this?
But they were not good matches. They were not. It wasn't built right. It wasn't good matches.
Okay,
they were just kind of thrown out there. It was like watching someone play a video game.
Okay, so you've got first of all, I loved the cruiserweight match. That match was fantastic. But okay, it's a cruiserweight match. I know that people kind of tune those out. You yourself said, and I agree with you, the ladder match was good. The ladder match was a good match. You're not seeing ladder matches like that on house shows. And also a 50, even if it sucked, a 50-man Royal Rumble, that's cool and fun. And you don't see that on a house show. I can't agree with the statement that it's just like a house show.
I don't know how you can give it an A though, when you can't give Survivor Series an A.
Okay, let me defend it. I'll defend a B+, which I am comfortable with.
Well, I'm changing my grade. I've decided I have to change my grade too. You guys changed my mind completely. F+.
See, I don't accept that. You locked in on a D.
F. It's terrible.
See, this is you doing a bit though, so I don't accept your grade changing.
I'm not doing a bit. I really didn't like it.
You are doing a bit.
I'm not doing a bit. I'm doing it. You're doing a bit by pretending that I'm doing a bit.
I'm not, Jerry. You're doing. I know you're in bit mode. Your voice has even changed.
You've changed your mode.
No, I just listen. You we're on the show yesterday giving it a D. I'm accepting your D.
I'll give it a D because it did have The Undertaker, and a D because it did have John Cena and Triple H, and a D because it looked great for a while with the pyro, and the setup was great. The floor was amazing, except they only had 70 royal dudes sitting there on couches eating grapes and yelling at their kids. Like, it was just weird. I didn't like the show at all. It's a D. Saudi Arabia.
You went in with WrestleMania expectations when they should have been house show expectations.
They didn't even give me Battleground expectations.
Jerry, the greatest Royal Rumble was so much better than Battleground last year.
That's true, because we did give Battleground Fs. I think we gave it F.
Yeah, or D- or something like that. And I'm just telling you, those special things that separated it from the house shows, the things that I mentioned, I made the show really special to me. And
well,
also,
the next time they go to Saudi Arabia and they have the greatest SummerSlam or whatever the hell they do next, you and Cornish can watch it. I'm gonna skip it because this was not fun for me. I'm skipping it. All 12 hours of it.
Listen, and I'll definitely say 5 hours is too long for any wrestling show. I don't want. Listen, WrestleMania 17 didn't need an extra hour.
Unless they give me the greatest Money in the Bank. That's what I want next.
So I'm just saying, I think everyone's being a little harsh on it because it's kind of the cool thing to do, and I do it sometimes too. Where if something's
no one said it's cool to hate this show. I'm the one who typically defends the WWE. I feel like I'm going to give Raw a better grade than you did last night. Like, I really enjoyed last night's show like quite a bit. I'm the one that always says I think we need to have more fun with our wrestling. And we need to just not be so critical. But this was not. Not good.
I just think that the Saudi Arabia show was so much what you just said that you wanted. It was fun. It was different. Man, I love that it was on a Friday. I don't know. I didn't expect everyone to agree with me, but I thought more than just one person would.
Are you telling me that if Battleground had been on a Friday, I feel like you'd have given it a B? I feel like if Battleground, you'd be like, boy, that flag match with Rusev and John Cena,
dude,
was terrible. But they gave it to us on a Friday, people.
And I would have liked it better on a Friday, maybe. And also, like, we haven't even mentioned there was a world championship cage match with Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. Like, I don't know. I feel like enough happened.
Yeah, but we addressed that was a poop fest.
It wasn't great, but I mean, it was there. I don't know.
I just feel. And then last night, I didn't like them doing that last night. The official tweeting out like, "Oh, I'm regretting my decision," and Roman Reigns really won it, and they're somehow going to give Roman Reigns another title shot. Like, we're not done with Reigns Lesnar.
I feel like the only way to finish this is to have Reigns win the title at this point,
or just walk away.
And just go to someone else?
But they won't. Like, Vince has done that in the past, but I don't think he'll just walk away with Roman Reigns.
Well, I mean, okay.
It's not working, pal. He's not going to pull it's not working, pal, with Roman Reigns. Clearly, he's dug his heels in.
I mean, you've built up so much heel heat. Don't say it's not working, pal. Just say, we're going to flip you, pal. We're going to go with the flow.
How would you flip Roman and keep the heat that he has? Because part of the heat he has is because he's being shoved down our throats in this babyface role. So what would you do as for heel Roman? Would you just have him full blown turn on somebody like Seth, or how would you do it?
Yeah, I haven't really given that much thought as to the actual execution of it. But I mean, it's time for him to start talking back to the fans, to actually try to get their goat, to stop appealing to the kids and the women, and to just be a heel. And yeah, you have him turn on somebody like a beloved, like an AJ Styles or a Daniel Bryan type. And I mean, you can handle this easily.
Yeah.
But I feel like they're just really going against the grain here. And, one of those guys that we mentioned is probably the better choice. What's so funny?
I wasn't doing a bit.
You were doing a bit.
I was not doing a bit.
Well,
I just thought of that. I was like, he called me doing a bit. I wasn't doing a bit.
No,
right.
If we still want to go there, I accept your D. That's what you were defending all yesterday was your D, and that's the grade you gave it. And today you're because of all the goofiness that happened on the post show, which got goofy, and I love when that happens. It became it just kept scooting down. Every comment it would be now it's a D minus, now it's an F plus, now it's an F, now it's an F minus. That's a bit, and that's fine. But I don't accept your F.
It an incomplete. Steve didn't even give it a grade. He gave it an incomplete. He sent it to the principal's office. It won't even graduate.
I was a little confused by that one too, but by the time that he got in on this, I was just like, everything I've got to say about the show, I've left. It's all on the table already.
It's out there. It's there.
It's all there. It's like incomplete. I mean, the show was complete. I get that people didn't like it, and everyone's totally entitled to that. But
let's get back to your notes on Raw. I wonder if you still have notes on the top of the show and the main event scene. Like, well, I wonder what you think about Bobby Lashley. Like, they clearly don't have much of a direction for him. A little bit.
Yeah. I feel like they're in this weird state of, they were building. They had WrestleMania happen. I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did they wait? Was Bobby Lashley day after WrestleMania or a week after? I think he was day after, I think.
He was day after, yeah. He was day after. I was wondering if he was day after or Shake Up, but he was day after.
So they had the Rumble. I mean, if you think about it, come Sunday, what is it, 3 weeks? Or no, it's 4 weeks with 3 major shows. You had the Rumble. I'm sorry, you had WrestleMania on April 8th, and then you had Greatest Royal Rumble 9 days before the next pay-per-view.
Yeah, and now here you have Backlash. I didn't realize Backlash was this Sunday.
Yeah, I didn't know we had to do 4. We had to do 4 episodes this week because we had a recap of the Rumble, and then we got predictions on Thursday. Well, I guess we're going to do it Wednesday again.
Backlash is looking to shape up pretty well, I think.
So I feel like there'll be direction for Lashley after Backlash is my thought.
Right.
So that's the way I feel about Lashley. And I'm not writing Lashley off. I feel like I think everything I feel about Cruz, I feel like Lashley is the same guy, essentially. Anything that Cruz can do, Lashley can do.
I like Lashley's theme music, and he's got a heck of a look.
Yeah, but Cruz has a great look too, I feel like. And he's very agile. I wish I could figure out why that just did not take off.
Right. I mean, he's kind of like, he's got a place right now with Titus World Slide. But at some point, he's going to have to break off of that if he wants to go anywhere but down.
Titus, I feel like it didn't even hit me until last night. Titus fell ass backwards into a push. Right? He's going to come out the better for having that happen. Agree?
I was, yeah, absolutely. I was surprised they did it the way they did it. They just decided to own it, and he decided to own it.
Yeah,
and then he even did that fake fall thing, and so he's going to play up how clumsy he is now. Which could be done wrong. My
initial reaction to that was really face palming, and they immediately made up for it because he didn't slip and fall. He intentionally slipped and fell.
Right, to distract.
Correct. Yeah. So if that were his gimmick and he fell again last night, I'd be upset, and I think that's just too lame for me to suspend.
I liked how he was like going to start running, and they stopped him, and they dried it off. And
they owned it. Yeah, correct. So I feel like, as crazy as it sounds, that fall is going to be the best thing that happened to Titus.
Yeah, and if he had been 3 inches to the right, it would have been the worst thing that happened to him.
Why the right?
So I didn't notice it until someone pointed it out yesterday on one of the videos. Like, I saw a video WWE posted of it, like slow motion. When he goes through and underneath the ring, you realize that his right shoulder just clears the ring support. There's this giant metal ring support in the middle of the ring, and he went just to the left of it. And if he'd been to the right further, he could have cracked his head on that. He could have smacked his shoulder on that. And the way he went in full bore. and he could have really hurt himself. Like we said about that video board, the LED board, that would have hurt him too badly. So he lucked out in so many different ways with that fall, and he couldn't have done it ever on purpose and made it look believable.
Dude, I feel like, I agree with what you just said. I don't think it was a work. Imagine the worst thing imagine he cracks his head on that support you're talking about. And like, he's got to spend just imagine weeks in a Saudi hospital when I guarantee you just want to be home in the States.
Well, and I don't want to be such an extremist, but you crack your head on a metal thing like that. What if he dies?
Yeah. I mean, I would think that'd be certainly a possibility.
Sheesh.
Or worse, you spend a week in a Saudi hospital. I
think that's worse. All that sand, it's definitely going to get in the wound.
Well, I mean, because I don't know what their doctors are like, or there's some countries where my understanding is the doctors are a joke.
I bet the WWE would have gotten royal doctor treatment.
Yeah, I don't know, maybe, but it's still you're right. That could have been so much worse.
But you're right that he fell face first into a push.
Yeah, literally face first. Ass backwards was the wrong way to put that. You're right.
Are you excited about him and Baron Corbin? What are they doing with Baron Corbin and No Way Jose? Is No Way Jose part of Titus Worldwide now? What's up?
So I feel like I don't know the answer to that, but I will say this. While No Way Jose might, let me word it this way. Baron Corbin might be a good choice for No Way Jose. No Way Jose is a really bad choice for Baron Corbin because over the last 2 weeks, I don't know if they're portraying him like this or if I'm just noticing it more because of how colorful No Way Jose is. Baron Corbin has come off unbearably boring to me. So
boring, and he's not good on the mic, getting flustered left and right.
Yeah, or maybe it's the transition to Raw, or maybe it's just that he is this boring. But I feel like he is in a really bad place, and it happened over the past 3 weeks.
Because No Way Jose is super charismatic. I mean, there's no getting around that.
Yeah, and he's going to be what he is no matter who he's against. So, yeah, sure, putting him up against someone who's a little, less colorful makes sense, but it's really burying, I feel like, Baron Corbin to the audience.
Yeah.
Plus, so let's just say Baron Corbin ultimately goes over, which could very well happen. He went over No Way Jose. It's not even going to get him anywhere.
No, but if No Way Jose goes over, could move him up a bit.
Yeah, but No Way Jose isn't. I don't see him sticking around. I really see him going the way of Adam Rose.
Yeah, unless they evolve that character and get rid of the rosebuds.
But I always was happy to see Adam Rose, but I admit he wasn't working. I bet you the same fate will befall No Way Jose. I'm happy to see him. I just don't think it's going to work that well. Let's see. I thought it was cool. It's a very new generation / rock and wrestling era thing to do, to work a body part. Bret Hart used to do that a lot, or Kurt Hennig, or just a lot of those, those scientific style wrestlers from back in the day. You don't see it as much post Attitude Era. I thought it was really cool the way Bobby Roode and Elias were working the throat.
I thought so too, and I loved the end of that match, and I actually dig this feud a lot.
I'm not okay, I'll say this, going into the match, I wasn't that into it, but coming out, I love who works the throat. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was, and I needed to see it slow down to make sure he really didn't hurt his throat.
I love when stuff like that happens.
Yeah, that was good. I like both those guys, and I haven't really liked what they've done with either of them for a while. And to see them working together, I think they can help each other. This is one of those feuds where both guys can come out better than they entered if they do it right.
Yeah, I think so too. This is the feud. When Elias was positioned with someone like Cena, that was good for getting him attention. Some of his other feuds, he kind of got skyrocketed because of. Who was it that got hurt? Was it
Joe?
Okay, yeah, right. He kind of took Joe's spot. This is something that can really get him noticed and over with everybody, I feel like.
Right, because, I mean, he got attention. I can't imagine we could say he got over by just getting random instruments dropped on him by Braun Strowman, but it got him on television.
Yeah, and the Cena feud wasn't designed to get Elias, it got him attention, but it didn't get him over.
Sure.
We haven't been conditioned to believe that Elias is a big winner yet. And this could be that feud that shows us that he knows what he's doing.
Right.
So you're right. And then, did you catch their names?
I have them. If you don't have them,
I have
but
them.
I like when you say them.
Jean-Paul, Francois, you speak your names.
You speak your names, and they had a lot to say, didn't they?
Not only did they got a promo, they got full entrance.
They got a full entrance, and you know what? Is Jean-Paul the first one to have spoken, or was Francois the first? Whichever one spoke first, the skinny one.
I believe it was Jean-Paul.
He cut a pretty good promo. I thought he cut a better promo than Roman Reigns did. I really did. I absolutely do. I believe it.
The better face of the company, Jean-Paul.
Jean-Paul and Francois.
So,
and then they come into the ring, and then as Bruce Pritchard says, then the bell's got to ring. These two.
Well, yeah, maybe Off of the Pain were a bad first choice for the new face of the company, Jean-Paul and Francois. It's such a joke in wrestling. Like if you have a bad guy and he's from Japan, you give him the most Japanese sounding name you could possibly have. So we're in Montreal. We need to give them the most Montreal sounding name we can.
Absolutely. Even though Montreal also produced Kevin and Sammy, but no. Kevin and Sammy's not French enough. Jean-Paul, Francois.
Yeah, I love wrestling, man.
I love it, and I love everybody speaking French last night. That was a continuation of the French stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, they were chanting "oui, oui, oui" as these guys were walking down to their desks. Like, I thought that was amazing.
Yeah.
I'll say this about Authors of Pain. I've always liked them. I liked them on NXT. They've taken two things away from them that I enjoyed. One being Paul Ellering, and the other being the masks they wore when they came out. They kind of repackaged them a little bit, and they're representing them in a different way, but I still like Authors of Pain.
I agree. Yeah, they're full of potential, and it can go either way at this point. They could be an ascension, or they could be a demolition. It's too soon to tell. I hope they go the way of the demolition.
Yes.
Here comes the Razor. Here comes the Smash.
They could be a natural disasters or a powers of pain.
Right, exactly. Let's see. Then came, oh boy, there was one thing I loved. This last night is this weekend, such a great example of why I had a problem with Finn Balor's entrance at WrestleMania. Here's what I love. It's because it's insincere, and it's only when it's convenient for you. Finn Balor did not wear his rainbow Balor Club is for Everyone shirt in Saudi Arabia.
No way, he did not. I noticed that.
Because it was not convenient for them. And then on Monday in Montreal, he wears the rainbow Balor Club is for Everyone shirt. That's exactly my point. Why it came off pretentious at WrestleMania. It's insincere, it's inconsistent, and it's only when it's convenient for you. I rest my case. Also,
if it's for everyone, why the heck is Curtis Axel and Bo Dallas having such a hard time breaking you guys down? I know. I loved when they said we can be the 4 horsemen of the WWE, and then they spent the next 60 seconds going,
I agree. They touch me, they tickle me in such a way. Those two.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I don't know where they're going to go. It reminds me an awful lot of Rhino and Heath Slater. Remember, we were high on them. We loved them. Yeah, I Got Kids was good for a while. Now it's just house show fodder.
Correct. Yeah, it's going to go that way soon. But while it's going on, I loved how Like the shirt, correct me if I'm wrong, was just like their faces taped onto a shirt.
Taped on.
Like that's
worse than the Ellsworth shirt.
Yeah, that worked for me for sure. What else do we have here? Oh, another great. I really genuinely look forward to and enjoy the moment of bliss.
She's great.
Talking about the turkey legs that Nia, like she's bullying Nia while at the same time claiming to be anti-bullying and a victim of bullying.
It's a cup. You just sit in a cup. I love it.
I agree. I really, really enjoy that more than I probably should. What else? There's the Titus World Slide stuff. There was the 6-man tag. The match was very good, but pretty inconsequential.
Sasha Ruby Riott. Boy, Ruby Riott's proven to me she knows what she's doing. She's very good in the ring.
I agree. Yeah, she seems like of all those 6 women that got called up at once, she seems like she's probably the winner.
She moves the needle for me more than Sasha Banks at this point.
Did you hear about, I heard a nice little rumor about Sonya Deville.
No.
I'm assuming you know that she wears the Balor Club shirt, right?
I didn't realize that, no.
Yeah, she's, my understanding is that she's lesbian.
Oh, okay.
So she is now, my understanding, dating Seth Rollins' ex. Who?
Oh, that's it. That's gotta be fun.
The one who leaked his naked pictures.
Oh, the one of the Bing Bong.
And I believe she was an NXT star for a little bit too, or at least training to be.
Is that causing any tension, or does Seth not even care?
I don't know. I bet you he doesn't like it. I bet you it's weird.
Listen, that wiener got leaked, and 3 weeks later, he was at the end of WrestleMania holding up a belt. It's like, I don't think it didn't hurt him at all.
No, but I mean, I bet you it was embarrassing, and it was probably frowned upon.
I saw the picture. There's nothing embarrassing about that picture. If they leaked a picture of me naked, that's embarrassing. He's doing okay.
I still bet you he wishes it didn't happen.
I bet he wishes it wasn't out there.
Yeah, exactly. Well, you're reacting to Seth Rollins kind of like you reacted to Charlotte.
I was going to say, I wonder if his penis is bigger.
I'm surprised your shirt's still on.
I just had surgery. No one wants to see that.
Oh, we want to see it, Jer.
Oh yeah.
By the way, I caught your joke there.
Good.
With Charlotte.
I know.
I think the bigger question is it Seth or is it Charlotte's mole? Because that thing is becoming distractingly big.
Whose mole is bigger? Ronda Rousey's or Charlotte's?
Charlotte's, I feel like.
Ronda Rousey's starting to get a boulder though.
Yeah, it's tough for me to look at either one of them without focusing on it.
They got to get that thing removed. I just had stuff like that removed from my chest. I had cysts removed. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's a lip cyst.
I think they probably just don't want to. They know it's there. I think I've heard before that Ronda's been asked a few times about it, and I think she's just always said that it's part of her, and if you don't like it, suck it.
They know it's there. Of course they know it's there. How do you not know it's there?
You know what I mean. You know.
Finn and Seth tore the house down, huh? By the way, what?
I was gonna say you were right about. I watched the second Something Else to Wrestle on the network.
Much better.
A big step forward technologically. Although I think I may have preferred. Well, I don't know. They were both pretty good, but I guess my problem with the first episode is they weren't themselves, and they seemed more themselves in episode 2. And I'm hoping that they get even more so. I want them to just be as comfortable as they are on the podcast on the network. And I do think, though, it is nice having the visual aids, even though we all know the footage they're talking about. I like having it there when they talk about stuff.
I like having it, too. And I'm sure we're going to see a lot of it this Wednesday. The show they're doing is Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. Well, is there a certain year? Do you know? Is it 95?
They just said Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. So if I actually had a complaint, besides that they're not themselves all the way yet, I would actually like more visual aids. Like whatever you're talking about, have B-roll for.
Yeah, that'd be good.
So that was my thought about that.
Because I don't need to see Conrad that much. Like, man, that man. I just start looking at him. I'm like, holy smokes, your face is so wide.
It is. He does have a wide face. He's not an ugly guy. It's just. I feel like it's a very big head though.
Huge head.
Like the headphones, like they're like this. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, his whole face takes up the screen.
But he's so good. Like he's the reason that the podcast is as successful as it is, without a doubt.
Absolutely. And that's why all these other guys want to do podcasts with him.
Absolutely.
Bischoff
I can't wait for that.
Schiavone.
I feel like Bischoff's has potential to be huge too.
Yeah.
So is there anything else we need to mention from Raw last night, you think?
What did you think was match of the night? It was the main event, right? Balor and Rollins. I thought that was good.
Probably, although I thought the 6-man tag was also pretty solid. And I also feel like I was watching the Greatest Royal Rumble. I wasn't watching Raw last night. Like I don't feel qualified to say what like star quality a match was last night. So I was in and out.
It was good. I thought it was a great match. I thought it was a good Raw, and I'm excited for tonight, SmackDown, where we get to see Sanity for the first time show up on SmackDown. Yeah,
they confirmed that, right? That Sanity will be there?
Well, they didn't say they're going to be at tonight's show, but they announced them last week that they're going to be part of SmackDown, so I assume we're going to get a Sanity sighting for sure.
I thought there was a preview for tonight's show that mentioned Sanity.
Oh, well, I didn't see it, but maybe. And I've got a lot going on. I'm going to see Avengers today. I'm going to see. I'm going to watch the Penguins game, and I've got SmackDown. So there's a lot of viewing I need to do tonight. Yeah. Tomorrow we're going to have. Tomorrow we're going to do what we did last week. We're going to do 2 episodes back to back. We'll do SmackDown recap first, and then we will go into the predictions episode for Backlash. So if you guys are some of the live viewers, strap yourselves in. You get 2 for 1 again tomorrow. Yeah, and we have a little more warning, so you and I will have our predictions a little more prepared.
And if I'm unprepared tomorrow, that's on me. Can we all?
Backlash looks like a good card. I think it looks like a good card.
Can we all agree that hopefully Backlash will be as good as the Greatest Rumble?
Let's hope that Backlash is as good as Battleground, which was just a little bit better than the Greatest Royal Rumble.
See, you're doing a bit because you told me earlier you don't mean that.
F.
Here's the bit.
We.
I know. I already know the post show is going to turn into a continuation of yesterday's. I think everybody's done crapping on you. They're not done crapping on Cornish yet, but they're done crapping on you. We'll see what happens. For myself, The Rob, my tag team partner, Jerry Valeri, we've got 2 episodes for you tomorrow here on Post to Post.
Wee! 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 Wee!